Hello, my name's Rob and welcome to SwiftSlots. Now, unfortunately, I have to start this video on a little bit of a sad note for me personally, and I'm sure a great many of you as well, because unfortunately we lost Ozzy Osbourne yesterday, and it's a huge loss to me personally because Black Sabbath is by far my most favourite band of all bands. As you can see, I have the top. So, sorry to his family, and well, there you are, it's unfortunate. Anyway, right, so that out of the way with. I have noticed on my algorithm on my YouTube channel that only 40 to 50% of you guys that watch this channel regularly are actually subscribed. So it really does help if you hit that subscribe button. It really does help the algorithm and it really helps me. And if you do hit the subscribe button, it really enables me to be able to make more videos and better videos and be able to make more videos in the future as well. So if you are one of those 60% of the guys that haven't subscribed and you do watch this channel regularly and enjoy what I do, maybe you could just hit that little subscribe button for me. It doesn't cost you anything. It means a huge amount to me and the YouTube algorithm. So anyway, with those two things out of the way, I would like to bring to you today an awesome tool that I have just found, and that is this. Now I'll explain all about this now. So as you've seen on this channel, I do a lot of slot car painting, and one of my biggest problems with painting is dust and static. So you can airline it off and you can wipe it all down and you can spray with all nice clean clothes on, or maybe even a plastic bib on you, and then when you finish the model you can stick it away in somewhere that there's no dust and so on and so on. But no matter what you do, you always seem to get a bit of dust on the car, and it's because the car is charged with static. And before I go to the spray booth, I airline my car off, which apparently charges ions through the air rushing out of the gun, so that's effectively putting static on your model. But anyway, I airline it off to get the majority of the dust off, and I wipe the dust if it's on there with a rag, and I wipe the dust and it moves around to the model, and you wipe it around and it goes on your fingers and it goes back on the model, and you're back and forth, and it's static and it's an absolute nightmare. So I've been onto the internet and I've watched or read some forums, and a lot of people said, oh, I don't know what you're talking about, we don't get any static on our models, and so on and so forth. And then some guys said, well, we get a static on our models, and it depends on where you live in the world and whether what autumn, whether it's summer or autumn or winter or whatever it is, seems to be very area specific and place specific and time of the year specific, that certain people do actually get static on their models, and I do as well. So anyway, one person on the forum there mentioned about this anti-static gun, and then everybody else is like, don't know what you're talking about, never heard of it, blah blah blah, moving on, different answers and different solutions. Anyway, I went searching for this gun, and it turns out that it's made for taking the static out of LPs, out of your records. So what do? Is you hold it on over your record and you squeeze the trigger and it takes away all of the static. And there's loads of videos on YouTube showing you this gun working, and it does absolutely seem to work. So I decided to buy one. So they're not cheap. Now this particular gun cost me £58. I have the receipt here, and I bought it from Juno Records in the UK, and it was $57.99. So that's about $65 or $60, somewhere around there. And you can get them on eBay as well for about the £60 mark, and you can get them on Amazon as well. And I made an offer on eBay to a guy, and then he came back with a counter offer of £58, which is a penny more than I paid. But I thought, well, eBay sellers, they could be a little bit hit and miss, you know what I mean? But you can get them on Amazon as well. So I just went with Juno Records, and because they're a big UK company, they sell all sorts of things for disc jockeys and vinyl records and stereo equipment and so on and so forth. Big trusted brand. I thought, well, I'll just get it from the big trusted brand if it's going to be the same price as eBay. And I did, and it was $57.99. And here it is here. So what I'll do is I'll take it out and I'll show you what it is, because it's not bogus. It's a proper tool. So there is the tool there. So what you've got is you've got a little doofer that goes in the end of the gun, so that you pop it in there, and you've got a little window in there, and you can squeeze the trigger, and when it clicks you can see the little light in there, which you don't want to do. So anyway, that's that. So here is, pop that there. So there is the tool. I'm going to say tool because YouTube might not like me saying G-U-N. Anyway, whatever. So there it is there. And all you simply do is you pull the trigger in really slowly. It's about 10 seconds in and about 10 seconds out. So all the way down to there, and then you very, very slowly release it like that. Now, if you do that and you don't hear a click, that's what you want. So here is the click. That's what you don't want. So you want to squeeze it in slow and let it out slow. And what it does is it sends out ions. So I don't understand anything about this, but it sends out ions and it cancels static. Now, I have a balloon here to test it, and I want to show you how this works. So here is my balloon. I'm going to take that peg off to stop it from rolling around, and I'm going to rub it on what hair I've got left. So here we are. Now you have to bear with me because I don't actually have very much hair to do this with, which is a little bit inconvenient for this particular test, but it'll get the job done. Right. Now hopefully this is nice and charged with static. So as you can see, we don't have any static. So let's try again. Right. Now we got static. So at least that proved that this balloon was static less when we started this little test. So now we got lots of static on there. So let me show you. I'm going to try and do this upside down. So what we do, all right, okay, so they're all moving around the wrong way. So they're running away from me, right. See, they're starting to fall off already, look. And they all fall off. Now let's just get this one as well. And he's fallen off. So no more static on the balloon. We try and pick these up. They don't come up. Even the ones that have just come off, they won't come off. So this balloon is now anti-static. The gun is completely sorted it out. So let's just do it once more, just to show you. So we give it a good old on my head. I don't know what this is doing to the mic. It's probably completely ruining the mic. But hang on, that's still not quite enough. My poor hair. No, I can't get any more static. So Hugs, I'm gonna need your head. Just don't come into the camera. Just come around the other side there. Yes. No. I'm just anyway. Hang on. Right. My daughter's hair. That's got static in it. Right, here we go again. Let's do it again. So you can see lots and lots of static in there now. And we'll do the gun. See, it all just give it a shake and everything just falls off. There we are. And it won't pick it up again. There's a little bit on that. Nope, it just falls off. So there we are. That's it. This balloon is now completely anti-static. It won't pick up any more polystyrene. Apart from that one little bit there. No, that's gone. Right. There. And that is it. So, in all this mess here. So that is the ZEROSTAT Multi 3. Or ZEROSTAT 3 multi, whatever it is. Anyway, it's that. So going forwards, I should be using this on all of my plastic models before I go to paint to try and get rid of all of the static that's actually built up on the model, because I like to use cling film when I mask off my model as a bulk mask, and this gun will remove all the static that the cling film put onto the model and also what I put into the model as I'm making it. So I am not sponsored by this company in any way, shape or form. As I say, I paid £57.99 from Juno, Juno Records, and that's it. No one knows I'm making this video. I've not told anybody, no one sponsored me. This is what I've researched on the internet. I put my own money down, I bought one, and it works. As you can see, there's no static on this balloon at all anymore. So there we are. So I hope that you found this information useful, and I hope that if you're getting problems with static on your models as you go to paint, and you do get one of these, this will save you a lot of grief, because it's very, very disappointing when you sprayed your model and there's one bit of muck that gets on that body right where you don't want it, and it's always in the worst possible place to try and repair. So there we are. So that's my little bit of information for today. This particular anti-static device, it does work. It's well worth the money if you don't want dust in your paint job. So there we are. That is my ZEROSTAT3 anti-static gun. And I hope that you found this information useful. And if you have, maybe you'll subscribe. And if you could hit that little bell button, that would be awesome. So until the next time, thank you very much.